This is Selena Suen with our first weekly Q&A. We will upload a short video clip every week on our YouTube channel for you to stay abreast about what's going on in China and our investments. So please click on the subscribe button to follow us. I'm pleased to have our analyst, Selena Suen, to kick off this initiative with us. Selena has been stuck in China ever since the Corona lockdown, and I think it can't be all too bad over there. At least I can see her smile on the other end. Now, there's been a lot of skepticism, especially in the West, about China's information policy during the outbreak. And understandably, some people still feel a little bit queasy about the numbers the Chinese government pushes out. This is why I wanted to connect with Selena, who is there on the ground and experiences living and working in China firsthand. Selena, the Chinese government lifted the lockdown restrictions before any other nations. Would you first tell us how you experienced life and work over there?
For me, I think the life is turning to normal. I go to shopping, enjoying the shopping discount, going to the restaurant with my friends, and even I think some of the people from my friends, they go to travel because recently the May 1st is the long holiday in China. They have Friday holiday, so they play in the local province. They share the picture in their WeChat group. So I kind of think that life is here is almost turning back to almost normal. And for people, currently I think that most of the people is already back to work. I think almost 90% of people, they're back to their position, and some are using online conference for communication for the long distance. And for me, as an analyst, I use a lot of the conference calls with the other analysts and also some of the list company IR. So they are also welcome with it and kind of like get use of it.
How is it now? Do people, are they in home office? Do they commute to work? And how is it in public places? You know, how do you secure the public health and safety when you go out?
I think most of the people, they go outside, of course, wearing the mask. It's easy for them to buy the mask on you clicking the e-platform, Taobao, this kind of platform, easy to get the mask, buy the mask. And people go to some public places, like you're going to some shopping mall, some supermarket, wet market, this kind of like bands. They all have to have the temperature measure. So I think those kind of thing is already enough. And for the people, they're going back to work. They had to maintain some kind of social distancing, 1 meter, and every day taking the temperature measure. And also, I know some people, they are having the lunchtime, kind of taking different time slots. So limiting the risk about too many people to getting together.
Well, there are some measures that the Chinese government has put in to make sure that the virus doesn't spread again, and then we'll have a second wave.
Yes, I think first the government is doing some regular measure, and those measures is very successful during the virus outbreak period. For example, like my community, every visitors come inside, they have to register their personal information, get a temperature measure, and some, like I say, public places measure the temperature is a very regular thing. And most importantly, I think, is the health code. It is a QR code in your cell phone. Includes all the major health information about yourself, like the place where you live, where have you been, and how long have you been there. And I also get one. So the government can keep track about the people's movement. And when you go outside, you're taking the bus or the MTR, and then you have to scan the QR code. So that kind of information will transfer back to the government's database. Once there is a patient here, it is much more easy to check about that person, any contact with others, and so kind of finding out other suspected cases. So I think that generally the public and those people, they go back to work, they are well protected. And even for the hospital, that kind of high-risk places, when the patient go inside, no matter you are just having a surgery or just a body check, you also have to take the test first to ensure your safety. And even for the school, the student and the parent, when they back to when the student they go back to school, they had to report their personal health information. And teacher now is using a small group. And I think most important is the eliminate the impact to the economic. So let people's life get back to normal quickly. That part I think is good.
It sounds to me there is a lot of discipline, behind the approach that the Chinese government is taking. So, if you think about China with 1.3 billion people, and Selena, you live in Shenzhen, which is a very crowded city with millions of people. I'm just impressed of how you can manage such a mass of people with such a discipline, with technology, with tracking apps, and with that kind of discipline that people go out and wear masks. So I guess, that was a very good insight into what's happening in China during the Corona crisis. Selena, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. And I know it's already late on your side. We can see in the background that it's already night in China. So thank you. Have a nice evening. And for the participants, thank you very much for dialing in.
Thank you.